G'day mates, and welcome to this Eurovision reaction and review today. Well, my country. But the country I was born in this time, not the country that my grandparents were born into. So, Australia. What are we doing? Well, internal selection. For the first time we released both the artist and the song at the same time. The artist, Isaiah Firebrace. The song, Don't Come Easy. Now, Isaiah Firebrace won the last season of the X Factor Australia. What are we going to do? We're going to react to this. I'm going to try to judge it as if it is not my country. So, let go. Oh god, Australia. No, I don't. Okay, I will try not to judge it as another ballad in semi-final one, half one, because when I did that for Portugal, I got torn down. What you can't fault this entry on is what era it belongs to, because this is very easily a 2017 song. Oh, okay, I'm liking the way the lights are working in the context of the music. This is something I had with the Netherlands. Australia, you're doing a good job too. Whoa, alright. I am kind of in love with this, actually. A bit more than I was expecting, to be very honest. I don't know what to say, but shit. I'm fairly sure this is another top 5 for Australia. Just because, look, I don't want to sound biased, but I did watch some of the X Factor last year, and Isaiah's vocals were never really off point, although let's hope he doesn't have an X Factor 2015 incident, and I'm not going to explain that lest I jinx it. Okay, so, wow, Australia, I really don't know what you are doing. Actually, I do know what you're doing. What you're really doing is you're actually making this selection method wherein you choose the record label, I believe it's Sony Australia, basically bankrolling most of the participation for Australia in Eurovision. All three of our entrants have come from the school of, you know, X Factor Idol, which means they know how to give a convincing performance. Isaiah's vocals are about as strong as you hear them in the studio. If not, he is he was a stronger performer when it's live than in studio, maybe. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, let's move on, and I'll try to give this an equal interpretation on both sides of the advantages and disadvantages column. See, there could have so easily been a key change here, but we didn't. Eurovision is changing. This, I would like to say, advantages, disadvantages, here we go. Australia has, in the music video, I noticed that there were really subtle lighting kinds of tricks that were going on, and you know what, that's kind of really cool. The stages of the song were kind of lit up in the way, like, kind of tied to the instrumental, right? So it was kind of darker when it was just the piano, but when it got to, like, the chorus, it would be, you know, orange lights. It was outside during the middle of the day when it came to an even stronger instrumental part of the song. Australia, you've got the same thing as the Netherlands. You know what point you have to change the lighting to match the song's growingness. Isaiah's strong vocals shine through on this one. And I'm not just saying that because I'm aware of what level of a vocalist that he is, but the thing here is you can kind of tell that there's not that much distortion on his vocals, at least in the main vocals. Look, I don't judge on the backing vocals because usually the lead singer sings the lead vocals live and then someone else has to sing the backing vocals live. He knows how to sell it to the camera. You'll notice that a lot of those shots were kind of like this of him, right? They were of him, and he was looking straight, not straight at the camera, but at the place of the camera that you need to look in order to look like you are looking at the person who is watching you on screen. That's probably a trick that he learnt from doing X Factor. I wouldn't be surprised if Guy Sebastian was on the side being like, hey, this is how you do Eurovision. And very honestly, I think that that is kind of something that you want when you are about to do Eurovision. I feel like the lyrics here are very strong, however, not many people are going to pay attention to the lyrics on the first listen. I usually only pay attention to the lyrics on the third listen unless they are very cringely bad in terms of grammatical construction or the words that are actually used. Disadvantages. This is the 5th ballad out of 5 songs in the first half of semi-final 1, and Australia, look, the thing is, Australia's deal was signed in February. You could have still avoided being the 4th ballad out of 4. We didn't know Portugal's until last weekend, but see, the thing here is Australia, like, if this doesn't have the running order on its side, it is not going to stand out as much as it could have in other places. I don't exactly know what conditions you want in the running order. You'd want to be near less good songs, probably. And you know what? This could have gone in a less predictable manner. It could have felt like it went somewhere at the end of the 3 minutes, but just by me saying that it could have gone somewhere by the end of the 3 minutes, that's not me saying that those 3 minutes aren't worthwhile. That's just me saying that this is a very, very standard radio pop song that it feels like they were just like, let's enter that for Eurovision. And that is not meant to be a complaint. That is just meant to be that sometimes you need that little extra mark. But Australia have had a song where it's like, oh, this needs something extra, and it still managed to come 4th in the televote. So, you know what? I feel like maybe I'm just trying to predict this based on the old game, but we're now in a new era of Eurovision. So, let's talk about those piano chords. Let's talk about Adele's comeback single from the album 25. Yeah. I'm not saying that Isaiah has to completely change the way that this is structured, but it's just the thing of this is going to gather comparisons to Hello by Adele, not in terms of instrumentation, but mostly in terms of the fact that it has that similar chord progression as well as the way the chords are played, especially in that very end part. If you have anything that you would like to say, feel free to tweet it to @WeAreEurovision or comment it below. Please don't talk about, oh, Australia shouldn't be in Eurovision, because quite frankly, this is our 3rd participation now. We should probably stop talking about that every time. In terms of criticizing the song, not in terms of actual Eurovision itself. So, on that note, what did I think of the song? First listen, 10 out of 10. Second listen, 9 out of 10. Third listen, 9 out of 10. Overall, a 9 out of 10, which is a really, really good position to get. So, Australia, what do I think you can do? Probably, very honestly, you can probably just make sure that he focuses on selling that on stage, especially in the half of the semi-final that you're in. You only need to get into the top 10, but the top 10 looks like it's going to be hard to get into if you're a ballad in semi-final 1 in the first half. So, in any case, good luck, and do pobacenia.